Welcome back, guys and gals. Well, just really quick, I wanted to share something with everybody before I leave on a business trip on Monday. I should be back next Wednesday, but anyway, I'm not going to be able to post any videos over the weekend because got family coming in, and I just won't be able to get to do anything out here over the weekend and leaving out on Monday, return Wednesday. But we'll be back next week. But I just want to share this with everybody, something that we ran into on the installation on the TKX. Not a showstopper at all, but it is something I want to share with everybody, something that I did not run into when we did the charger. So, Trish and I were getting ready to install the TKX. We had everything ready to go. Got it full of the break-in lube. I'll get into that, show everybody what that is. But put the oil in as they suggest to do on the transmission. Got it cinched down. Came around and went in just like usual on a 4-speed or 5-speed to install our transmission. Well, got it up here, and as usual, it takes it a while to get up here, get it splined. So I usually use, and I'll try to post them next time, but I have alignment pin. I use pins. I took some bolts just like I did on the Charger, and I do other cars. I use pins to kind of hold it in place and get it lined up, and then try to use it. I had a yoke on the back of the transmission. I just kind of push it up there, and I do everything by hand. Sometimes they're tight, but it goes back into what I was talking about, making sure that pilot is lined up. Well, we got this thing studded, and we got it pushed up in there, but I noticed it stopped, and I mean stopped like hitting the brick wall. Got the bolt started on there, and I'm going to get into the bolts and the bolt holes on this bell housing in a second, but got it started, and I could not push it. No, I did not use the bolts to draw it up. I never do that because you can do big damage, but I digress. Got it stopped, and it stopped about that far. Could not figure out why would this transmission not go in. Finally, it dawned on me. Trish, now let me back up. The directions, this is one thing on TKX. I can't find anywhere, maybe there are, I'm looking through the directions, but I cannot find where TKX mentions this. But before I installed this, Trish had this thing right here, and it was wrapped up with these bolts. And she said, "Do we need this?" And I said, no, we shouldn't need this. This should go in. I'm not sure. I figured by first looking at this, I thought this might be an adapter to adapt it to maybe it's a different bolt pattern. I really wasn't paying any attention. However, if you look, yep, that's the distance I needed for this thing to be seated all the way. So when you put this on, check this out. It goes just like a glove right there. So on your Mustangs, on the TKX, yeah, and it is in the direction somewhere, but this is on me. I did not see it. I thought I had everything ready to go. But it's kind of a good thing this happened. This is all good, but when I noticed I put my pins in, they were fitting in there sloppy. And I should have looked at this bell housing a little bit closer. And you can tell, yep, those bolts, when somebody put this thing in there at one time, they probably just used a great big impact. I don't know if you can see that or not, but these threads have seen their better days. So I'm here, and we are not going to half-ass at all. We're not going to trust these threads. You see that? So I'm going to take this bell housing off because it's easy to do. I'm going to take this bell housing off, and I'm going to get this thing to the machine shop, and I'm going to put new inserts in this thing. Yes, I could do that, but I don't trust myself for it to be, I don't have a drill press big enough that I trust for this to be parallel and perpendicular, and it is not going to cost hardly anything at all to have inserts put in. But this is why I'm kind of glad that that happened with the spacer, because I should have looked at these closer, and with that happening, now I have. We're going to put inserts in this thing. We're going to do this thing right, as we've been doing on everything else. So just thought I'd let everybody know that if you're in a TKX, don't forget, like I was a dummy, to put this spacer on. So yeah, yep. Just thought I'd let everybody know, and don't assume. We know what happens when everybody assumes. So hope everybody has a great weekend. I sure appreciate everybody watching the channel. We're growing. So please smack the like button, and please like, share, and subscribe. And I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks, everybody.